All is one. P.A. Finley, Anonymous, the universe, coming at you live. This is going to be part 4 to the God Pill. I'm going to continue my reading. This is an article written by the individual I'm going to get his name right. It's a part of me that wants to say Josh Whedon. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Brandon West. This is the article, You Are God, the True Teachings of Jesus. I'm going to read the last paragraph that we left off on part 3, and then I'm going to continue with the next section entitled God is Love. Okay, because Christianity is the world's largest religion, practiced by an estimated 2.2 billion people, as a case study, let us look at Jesus. He said 3 things which I want to draw your attention to specifically, and I will discuss each quote in an effort to show you that you are God, and that if you practice a Bible Jesus-oriented religion, then it is actually in alignment with the truth of the teaching to believe that you are God. Okay, these are his arguments to that fact. God is love. He who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. 1 John 4:16. Jesus says quite clearly here that God is love. He is not loving. He is not like love. He literally is love. But really, what is love? Moreover, what is human emotion? All human emotion is energy. What we have labeled as various emotions is merely our endeavor to classify and label different vibrations of energy that we feel so that we can talk about it with others. When you are feeling really low energy, you say you are depressed. When you are feeling very malevolent energy, you say you are angry, hateful, maybe even evil. But according to Jesus, what would you say when you are feeling the highest energy possible? You would say you are love, or that you are God. Interestingly enough, I came to an understanding of my spiritual nature through a study of physics, specifically Nissim Harameyn's unified field theory. I'm going to click on that because we in school today. I don't mind being let's see. It took me, his name took me, unified field theory. Physics have discovered that the entire universe is pure energy and that nothing is solid. In the words of Einstein, concerning matter, we have all been wrong. What we have called matter is energy, whose vibration has been so lowered so to be perceptible to the senses. There is no matter. Excuse me. All that we are is energy, and that energy has no boundaries. It is infinite. It is the invisible force that permeates all space, and it is this force that connects all things because it is all things. Sounds familiar? Yeah, the force. Everything in the universe is connected by energy. And that energy is consciousness. And that infinite consciousness is the source of creation, which we have labeled as God. When you oscillate with the vibration of love, you are resonating with the highest energy of creation, which by necessity must be that universal and infinite consciousness. And thus, you don't just align with that energy, you channel it through you. You expand and become that energy. This is a fact of physics. Fact of physics. What is a fact of physics? You said a lot. You know what I mean? Like which part? All of it? This is what Jesus meant when he said that God is love. He didn't mean that God's love. Okay, now we're going to talk about what Jesus meant. I'm not mad at that. Go ahead, my brother. You. Just 1 second. I want to see when he wrote this. And I got a response from somebody too, and I got a... Okay. I'm looking for the date he wrote this. If there... Oh, well, there's a date he uploaded it. Okay. This was originally featured in Wiccan Times. There is no date to this. So, anyway, I know I went to his website. I got his website online right now. I got to find the article. It's in the archives, but there's no search. I mean, there is a search. There is a search. But it's not upcoming. The article is not upcoming, as if he doesn't have it in his own web page. Which you would think that, he would, but, I don't have everything in one place, so I get it. Okay, this is the November 19, but what about Jesus? Put Jesus down here. Yeah. What the heck? This thing is not... Okay, so it only got 3. Okay. So it only got... Okay. So it's posted, but it don't have it. Okay. All right, you guys. Going back. Let's get back to God's love. Okay. And I kind of got a little distracted because he talking about facts of physics and what Jesus meant. I kind of, okay, so now we're into the mind of Jesus. Fine. That's fine. We can do that. We can travel there. And then what he didn't mean. So in one sentence, what Jesus meant, and in the next sentence, what he didn't mean. Come on, man. I mean, we're gonna move on because I still want to hear what you gotta say, but in any event. I don't want to chop and screw people's stuff up while they're not present. It's... I don't want to be, because now, first of all, he's probably a different human being since he wrote this. Number one, and two, he's not present to defend himself. So I'm not gonna just slice and dice up this stuff. I'm just gonna read it, and I think that there's a gist here somewhere. Okay, I can put my own words in it. I can translate it. This is what Jesus could have meant when he said God is love, which he didn't say, but this is what Jesus could have meant when he said what he said, and as I interpret it as him saying God is love. He didn't have to mean that God's love was something, excuse me, you guys, outside of you or separate from you. He said clearly that when you are in love, you abide God and God in you. And thus you are God when you are love. There is no separation. Amen. When you become love, you become God. Okay, stop right there. Amen to all of that. But you're God already. There's no becoming of God. There's only the becoming of the awareness thereof. That's the only thing that comes. You are what you are, and you've been what you've been since the beginning of everything. So, all is God. So, and it's been like that forever. So, it's so we're not becoming anything other than aware of what we already are. Okay, that's what I get. I get what that's. He's not wrong, is what I'm saying. All right, you are God. It's written in your law, I have said you are gods. John 10:34. The second quote of his couldn't be any clearer. I am not sure how this is explained away in the major religions that use the Bible, but Jesus is clearly telling each and every one of us, resounding to the world from 2,000 years ago, that we are indeed God, that you are God. He knew and he discovered within himself that he was not only connected to the creative force of the universe, the unified field, or the matrix of all matter, as physics Max Planck called it, but he realized that he was that creative force and that all of creation was, in a literal sense, God. Every person without exception is God. Every animal, every tree, every star. It is only from the ego that we perceive separateness, because we ourselves have become separated and disconnected from our internal connecting link with spirit that resides within each and every one of us. See, that does it. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. I'm trying to wake up to you guys. Every person without exception is God. Okay. Every animal, every tree, every star, and everything. I want to blend that in. We need to blend in the things, the inanimate objects, that too. And the space in between. Everything. It is only from the ego that we perceive separateness. Okay. I have a theory about that, but we'll move on. Because we ourselves have become separated. Okay. Let me just throw this in here. This is elevation. We're talking about elevation and up in game. That's all we're talking about. We perceive separateness because we ourselves have become separated and disconnected, which it appears that way. See, because of our perception. So he's not wrong, is what I'm saying. But we're not separate. The illusion is separation. Okay? That's the illusion. That's the mirage, the shimmer effect, if you will, of the reality, which is all is one. The reality is so potent that everything that we perceive in this reality has been created, because that's how powerful all is one is. It's so crazy that it shimmers. It vibrates, and this is what comes off of it. This stuff that looks like separation. Anyway, So, but that's okay. We're getting there. And he disconnected from our internal connecting link. We're disconnected from our eternal connected link. Crazy. With spirit that resides within each and every one of us. Dude, you're all over the place. Bless your heart. But there's this, if the second part is true, which is our internal connecting link with spirit that resides within each and every one of us. That's one part. If that's true, then the first can't be, which is we have become separated and disconnected. That's not, you can't, you can, because anything is possible. And this is the power of the mind. The mind is a creative thing, so it creates, it has the whole universe to play with, to make real the unreal and make unreal the real. It has the whole universe to play with. Are you kidding me? Oh, is that what you want? Okay, let me hook that up for you. Yeah. Get this particle from this nebula and reach over here and go, dude, what are you talking about? So, whatever you think, just like it says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. That's how powerful the mind is. It creates your reality how you want it. It's the genie in the lamp. Your mind. And it's not 3 wishes. It's 3 trillion gazillion of them. It's like anything you want. But the big issue is that we don't know what we want. So we're willy-nilly with it. And that's why our lives is willy-nilly. Because we did this, I want this, one second, I want that, that candy kid in the candy store. I want this piece of candy. We get sick because from the overload. Then we come up by that and do it again. It's a revolving door. But we do not need continue the reading. We do not need to seek a priest to know God today. There was a time we did. That's what we need to understand about separating from the church and from religion. Excuse me. Day 6, everybody. Is January the 6th. Day 6. No smoke, no alcohol. Doggone chicken, man. It's hard to let go of chicken. Black man chicken letting go chicken. That's a tough one. I rode by, Popeyes, Popeyes is like one here in this city and one over here, 2, 3 cities over, and one over here, 5 cities. When you run across the Popeyes, you gotta make a decision. Because you might not run across another one for a very long time. So I had one of those sandwiches I just dipped in. I had one of them sandwiches. It's reported that people are killing each other over these. I had to get one just to see what all the hoopla was. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Sidebar, commercial break. A couple weeks ago, last month, early, maybe even November. Word got out that they brought, because they discontinued the sandwiches. Nobody knows why, but they brought them back. It's been a madhouse. Popeyes chicken sandwiches. It's been a madhouse. They've been around the corner. Lines. Y'all excuse me. Anyway, lines. I'm gonna pause because I gotta blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, they brought them back, and I had never had them no way. You know, my thing was the hot wings. When they had the hot wings, that was my thing. But so when they brought them back, you know, I was in the area, stopped in. Oh, let me get one of these things. Got one. Next time I was in the area, I got two. I'm gonna just let you know how the process went. You know. Keep on. Okay, that's where it is. Okay, that's where you guys are. But so I got two. I mean, you know, and dusted them. I ate one. I didn't eat both at the same time, but I ate one and then later on. And then the other night, you know, just last night, you know, went up in there and got one. Okay, so there's that. So I'm fish every now and then, chicken. See, this is my way back. I've been through this before. I've seen this. Oh, that's another thing about humanity. We will excuse some stuff away, won't we? Won't we excuse some stuff away? Yeah, but I did that, but that was only because, we get out. We were clear, man, look, I know that sounds crazy, but listen to this. I mean, but when somebody else do the same thing, we're like, oh, that's crazy, man. Oh, man, ain't no way in the world I'd be cold. But, so I need to be conscientious, but I'm like, the difference is I'm aware of it. As the process is going, I'm aware of the tricks. I'm aware. It's tricky. It's a trick. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. To rock a rhyme that's right on time is tricky. It's tricky. You know, this is the run in them. But it's tricky out there. So, but I see the wilds. I see it. I'm biting every now and then. I'm biting. But I gotta literally, you know, I need help, y'all. I need help. Anywho. Oh, back to the reading. That was a heck of a commercial break. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Now in progress. Okay. Every person without exception is God. Okay, we went through that. We do not need to seek a priest. To know God. We only have to seek our true nature and our inner truth. And we will know that we are God. Now, we don't need to seek a priest now, today. Okay? There was a time when we did, and kudos, thank you for being there, helping us along the way. Okay? Let's put this stuff in proper perspective. Anyway. I'm not gonna get into it because I'll go all the way off on something else. Okay. If everything in the universe is formless energy, and we are all connected to that energy, and if we are made up of that energy, and if that energy is a force we call God, how could we be anything but God? Amen. I'm with that one. 100, the whole thing. Everything in that statement is absolutely true, provable by science, except for saying that energy is God. Most science, except for Nathan Harum's work, has not made that link between spirituality and science, but there are others, such as Einstein and Max Planck, who did. Einstein said himself, "I want to know God's thoughts. The rest are details." Einstein was crazy. Calling that energy God is provable, but the only way to really know it is by experiencing it directly through yourself. Okay, I'm going to stop there. The next part of this article by Brandon West is called God is Within You. Okay? So, we're gonna shut that down. But yeah, it just needs a couple of upgrades here and there. He's on point. He's not wrong. But let me see. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to update you on that, and plus, so. I don't know. I'm about to get on this phone because I got to talk to my brother, and I got to say a couple of words before we go on another 3-year timeout, because that's where we headed right now. But yeah, I got to just drop it on him and let him know what time it is. It's time, and it's me saying it's time. So whatever. All right, you guys, y'all know what time it is. Like and subscribe, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with Mr. West's interpretation, Brandon West, that is, that God is within you? Let me know. And y'all know what time it is. Stay beautiful as you are. Peace, and one is all.